Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Apex Podcast. My name is Meredith, and I am joined by my wonderful co host, Paul, who's taking the obvious weekly selfie. How are you today, Paul?
I am doing good. How are you today?
I am great. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy, y'all. I was at a work conference Sunday to yesterday talking all day speed dating conference rounds every 15 minutes. So voice is a little off, but we are missing our third of our trio today. Josh is off on a big adventure going to watch a FIFA World Cup game. And he is our number one soccer fan on this podcast, even though Paul loves it too. Josh has hardcore committed to going to this FIFA World Cup, and we are super excited for him. So we cannot wait to get his predictions for the Austria Grand Prix this weekend, but more importantly, to get his photos and texts about his FIFA World Cup experience. But we are so pumped for him to be going to that. Didn't he say he's going with his dad too?
Yeah,
Like, what a cool experience.
him and his dad like to travel and go watch soccer games together.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. So we are super thrilled for Josh. We'll be missing him, but whenever he sends us his predictions over, we'll do a little video about his little FIFA World Cup experience, not little, his big FIFA World Cup experience and his predictions for this weekend. But we do have plenty to talk about this week. It is F1 race week in Austria. We have some F1 breaking news. We have some IndyCar Road America recapping to do. We've got NASCAR at San Diego recapping to do. So let's jump right off and start with the F1 breaking news that I woke up to today, where the FIA has officially passed the removal of term limits for the FIA president. So what are your thoughts on it, Paul?
It's fucking stupid. It's dumb. It, I don't get it. It's this FIA president have been awful. I don't like him. I don't think he's been good for the sport, and the fact that now he can't, like, how did they can't vote him out? Does he just have to quit on his own? Like, or does a majority rule?
Yeah, I
So
think it would be one of those things that he has to be voted out or leave of his own accord. He has to pursue additional terms. So, like, that's it first, right? Like, he has to say he wants to keep pursuing additional terms. But with them removing the term limits, like, okay, I want to keep going in this. They would be supportive of that. So he would either have to resign or be voted out or like not, I think it's too soon for me to know all the ins and outs, but I think there's just one glaring implication, which is that it basically continues his reign. And he's already had a highly controversial reign during his presidency. So I don't know. I think there are going to be ripple effects from this, but I think it removes some of the fairness of a sport governing body. Just
mhm.
like there are term limits for presidents for a reason, there were term limits for the FIA presidency for a reason. And I think it removes that layer of fairness because when you're doing something for so long, how do you be impartial? I just don't I think it just makes it even more political than it's already become in the FIA.
A sport without new, fresh ideas coming in. You've created a dictatorship where it's got to be his way or the highway. And clearly, you have the governing body or whoever the voting people are in your pocket because they all voted to approve this.
Yeah. And even the
So
other candidates who said that they were going to be seeking a presidential campaign for the FIA, I mean,
didn't.
they fell off like flies. Like they dropped like hot flies. So it's like, unless there is a crazy new candidate that gets a massive backing, I just don't see it changing for a while.
And we've heard these stories. Back when Sano was there, we saw him recently with Pato and the reason he didn't get a super license. So it's like the sport is doing nothing to clear its image out of controversy, and it's all about who's got the deeper pockets. And it's a shame that puts a black cloud over a sport that is so fun and beloved to watch.
Yeah. I would love it if there was an additional step now that they've removed the term limit. I would love it if they established maybe a review council every certain set of years, Maybe now that, term limits are gone, maybe there's a certain review period where there's a governing body that helps review, it like, is this still a viable, eligible president candidate? Like about the decisions that were made, penalty, all this stuff. I think there has to be some review process in place now that the term limits are gone. There has to be some sort of
Yeah,
checks and
there
balances.
has to be some sort of checks and balances because
Yeah.
we can't let this individual have full reign of the sport without anybody checking him. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to tell how it's all going to play out, but so
Yeah.
far, I am not a fan. And I don't know if you've seen it on your timeline, but on mine, you've seen people like Will Buxton saying how this is awful for the sport. You've seen other people that are huge in the F1 world that are saying how bad this is. This is an
Yeah.
awful idea.
And I think there's implications even beyond Formula One because the FIA is a governing body over multiple sports, you know? Like, I think, like, WEC, Formula E, Formula 2, Formula 3, like, this is more than just Formula One. The FIA is a governing body over many motorsport series. And so I think it removes some of that impartial, I mean, it just it creates so much more bias in politics in all the motorsports, and the fanship and is just massively growing across many motorsports. And so it does make me concerned. But like you said, it's very early days. We've only had, 12 hours of this breaking news. I will be interested to I know it will be talked about this weekend. I'm interested to hear it on the broadcast and be able to hear the thoughts of people who have far more knowledge than I do. So it'll be interesting to hear their takes. I'm sure drivers and teams will be asked about it this weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come up and touch Lando's hair again this weekend, just really make his mark.
Yeah, God, even him as a whole, he's just a cringe-worthy person. He doesn't seem very likable. I don't know. I've only
Yeah,
ever
maybe I would. You know what? That's a really good point. Because, like, how would I feel if I really liked him? Like, how would I feel if whoever was elected the FIA president, if I really liked them and they were doing a phenomenal job and I really believed in them and the fairness and the equity of decision making? Maybe I would feel differently about that term limit being removed. But this is an open call for anybody who listens, anybody who hears this. If you see a positive to this, please explain it to me because I don't. I don't see any positives yet. So if you see it, know anything
Yes.
more about it, please
Please
come at
tell
me.
us. I would love to know.
Come at me. I'm just a dumb girl that loves motorsport, Paul.
How dare you? How dare you be a dumb female that likes motorsports?
Uh, okay, well, I'm sure we'll hear about it this weekend, but let's get right into it. Austria, I'm super pumped. Our resident track talk nerd is out, but have no fear. ChatGPT prepped something for me. But before we get into some like track info and our predictions and all that, like, Paul, what are your general sentiments towards Austria? I was trying to like go back in my memory and think about our Austria conversations last year. I can't remember. What are your thoughts and views on this track and this race in general?
Because you've been there, right?
Yeah,
You've been there. The Red Bull Ring. It's a fun circuit, a very fast circuit. The orange people show up. Max Verstappen fans show up.
love
I
that orange
think
army.
it's just overall it's a great track. One, I love that F1 is back because anytime we have an off week from F1, it's kind of weird. It feels like there's a piece of me missing, but F1 is back, so that's awesome. And no better place than the Red Bull Ring. Overall, I'm super pumped for this. Can Ferrari keep going with what they've been doing? Can Lewis Hamilton continue this streak of podiums? What's Kimmy going to do? What's George going to do? I mean, there's so many narratives going into it. Can Red Bull somehow figure out a way to do something in their quote unquote home race? So there's so many narratives going into this that I'm super pumped for.
I think it's gonna be a really exciting weekend, and, like, I just feel like the vibes in Austria are always amazing. Like, first of all, it's just such a scenic backdrop with so much history and racing, it being Red Bull's home race, the Orange Army, the fog, the giant bull set in the Austrian mountains, like, it is just a beautiful, incredible race. The elevation changes on the track, long high-speed straights, just make it one of those that I really love, not even just for Formula 1, for other racing too. MotoGP is probably the craziest racing I think you can have at that track. It is absolute mayhem. But I love, love, love Austria weekend. If you ever are considering going to a European race, I will tell you that we found the Austrian Grand Prix to be one of the most affordable ones if you pair it with like the camping experience. A lot of people like to stay in Vienna or in Graz or in maybe some of the other small towns nearby, but Joe and I had an absolute blast doing the camping experience. Now, those Dutch party. That Orange Army does not stop when they are leaving the racetrack. They get back to their campgrounds and they party all night long. And Joe and I did our best. We did our absolute best to hang in there, but there's only so much Jaeger and beer you can drink when you've been drinking all day. But the camp food is absolutely incredible. I think all in for our camping and tickets, and we did 3-day tickets in the Red Bull grandstands and the camping. And I think all in all, that was maybe like $850 total.
That's
And when
not
you
bad at
compare
all.
that to what we spend on general admission for Circuit of the Americas, which is about 350 per ticket, okay, so now you're talking 450, $500 a ticket, and that includes your lodging in a tent, which not bad. And the showers there were nice and air conditioned and stuff. So if you're considering a European race, the Austria race is pretty affordable, and the camping experience is really fun. I
Sounds like
recommend.
you get the most bang for your buck. Cause listen, I spent a whole lot at Coda last year, so I can only admit I was like, "Woo." When I got back to Memphis, I was like, "My god."
Yeah. Hello, bank account. Yeah. No, it was definitely a really incredible one, and it's also just such a beautiful place in the world to see. Austria is one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen, and it rained half the time we were in Austria, and it's still one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. So that's my little plug for go to Austria. And if you're wondering, we did it through P1 Travel. So most of our European races, this is not a promo code at all. This is me just sharing. For those of you who have considered going to a European race, but the idea of all the logistics is too much, like it is for me, we book almost all of our European races and global races and around the world through P1 Travel because you can bundle your ticket and your hotel option, and usually it also includes the transportation to and from the track. So one stop shop, easy. They're wonderful to work with. Love them. Love them. P1 Travel. Okay, let's talk some Red Bull Ring fast facts. Love ChatGPT for this. It is in Spielberg, Austria. Track length is 2.688 miles, 10 corners, 7 right, 3 left. The race distance is 71 laps. It is a clockwise direction. The elevation change is one of the biggest on the calendar, with it being a 213 feet or 65-meter elevation change. And your lap time is around 1 minute and 5 to 8 seconds. What's interesting about that lap time is that it makes it one of the shortest on the F1 calendar, but more importantly, it makes the qualifying laps absolutely critical. Those qualifying lap times are super, super close. If you are off in qualifying, like basically you're SOL for the race. So the track in general, 10 corners, it makes it pretty simple, but that means the mistakes have a bigger impact when you make it. Key overtaking spots, turn one, which is the fast uphill braking zone, lap one, turn one, chaos, super, super common in there. Turn three is the biggest passing opportunity, though. It is the heavy uphill braking from over 320 kilometers an hour into the slowest corner. And that's one of the best overtaking ones. Turn four is another one because it's a braking after a straight. And then this is a tire and brake story. So even though it is a short lap, heavy braking in turns one, three, and four work the brakes really, really hard. And the repeated acceleration zones push those rear tires so tires can wear out fast. And rear traction, because of that, is one of the biggest differentiators. One thing that I found really, really interesting here is that because of all of the track conditions, how short the how it's only 10 turns, how fast it is, the braking zones and everything. ChatGPT says that this is one of the tracks where the power unit performance is the absolute most critical. So, tire strategy, power unit performance, Mercedes power unit drink, Paul. Mercedes power unit drink. Yeah, those are kind of like the key facts. We sat right coming down the straight, right where turn three is. Um, Absolutely impeccable. We were there in 2024, the year that Max and Lando were going at it. And when they, in fact, collided at turn three, ending Lando's race, puncturing his tire and ending Lando's race when he had overtaken Max for the lead. So absolutely chaotic.
Chaotic carnage.
Absolute carnage. But I'm super, super psyched for it. I'm even more psyched for it given the lack of reliability in the power units this year. You know, Mercedes has had mechanical failures. We've seen George be impacted by it most. Kimmy in the last race was impacted by it. We've seen Mercedes have mechanical issues. You know, Lord knows Ferrari has their fair share of issues. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see, can these cars make it and last.
Can Charles, can his brakes survive? Because he's been having brake issues. So
I can't talk about it. Everything has been Charles's brakes, and if braking is really, really critical because of these high-speed straights, slamming it in the brakes, coming around those turns, I am very worried for Charles. But I am hope I am hoping that it's not actually the brakes and that it was just blaming the brakes because he was actually mentally breaking down. You know, that's my thoughts though.
absolutely.
Um, Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see how some of the teams do here with the lack of consistencies in the mechanical performances. And I think one thing I'm really excited about with Austria that I was actually very concerned about at the beginning of the season was how are these cars going to handle these high speeds coming down then into these corners and turning, with all the new regulations and the way the cars are structured now. I was really worried about that at the beginning of the season, but now I think they've kind of got it figured out a little bit more. I don't think we're going to see as many people sending it off the track or into the corners. They've kind of got their breaking down a little bit more with the new regulations. What
Yes.
are your thoughts overall?
Like I said, I'm super pumped for this. There's so many storylines going into this. Whatever team you follow, I think there's a good storyline for you. Can Ferrari keep up their thing? Is Mercedes still not holding their hands and singing "Kumbaya" together? What's going to happen there? What is McLaren doing? Because it seems to be like they're a bit of on their heels. Have they found something? Have we found something for Max, and is Red Bull going to do anything? What about the midfield teams? Is Alpine going to continue their tear that they've been on recently? Um, you know, the things with Haas, it seems like all the rumors are starting to heat up that Esteban Ocon isn't going to be there next year if he can't seem to find performance. So what is that gonna look like? So overall, there's so many different storylines to follow into this weekend, and your face is frozen. I wonder what's going on with your Wi-Fi. But I'm super pumped for this. My big thing is, can Ferrari continue their tear and what they're doing? They seem to be doing really well. Lewis's relationship with his engineer seems to be going really well. That's
Yeah.
can that seem to grow? That's going to be my main focus. And of course, Kimmy, can he continue to solidify himself as that number one driver for Mercedes? So that's where I'll be focused on the most.
Yeah. I think my thoughts are literally in the exact same place as you are. And when we get to predictions, I think you'll kind of see that I had a very similar thought process. I think that Mercedes has the best chance to be the strongest this weekend, given that the power unit performance is going to be really, really critical. And if they can make it through without having any mechanical failures, I think that is going to be the ticket. That is going to be the money. And I am going to hope that McLaren did something with their little weekend off and that they found something for Lando. I have to be hopeful of that. I really do hope everything with Ferrari is real and it is consistent. I just don't know if this track is suited for that. Ferrari is really good in the corners, so maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell. They hit the track tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, and I'll be awake watching. So I'm
You'll
gonna
be awake
see.
watching. Text me, give me a wake up call, text me, and let me know how it's
Yes,
going.
yes, I'll be outside trying to get the puppy to go potty. So I will be awake.
Okay, well, what are your podium and shocker predictions for Austria?
Okay, I didn't write anything down. This is
It's okay. I'll
strictly
write it down.
just off the
Strictly
gut.
vibes.
Strictly just off the gut. I think Lewis wins. I think it's going to be Lewis, Kimmy, Charles, 1, 2, and 3 for a shocker. I don't know. I don't want to go lame and go like Williams double points like I have been. Um,
You do whatever
I don't
your
know.
social's called to.
I think 5 different drivers don't finish this race or even start. A DNS or DNF, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so
5
a
drivers don't
combo of
finish.
5 DNFs or DNSs.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, wow, I like that. That's a fun one.
I like it.
Okay, I went opposite route.
The dogs are excited. Your predictions came up and the dogs were going to lose it. I love it. This is great. Oh, so it's just Steve. I'm running a solo show right now. This is kind of amazing. Welcome to the next 30 seconds of Paul Runs His Solo Show. Guys, we can talk about anything. Right now, Ecuador just won a game versus Germany. So, solo
Ecuador won?
show's over. Yeah, Ecuador just
The
beat
show's
Germany.
over? Well, I'm gonna cut that.
You're not, because I
No,
ran
I
my
won't.
solo.
Okay, I won't. Okay.
I ran a solo show for 15
Oh my god,
seconds.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and I'm actually realizing that this was a terrible place to record the podcast because my Wi-Fi is really crappy right here in this spot of the house because I'm the furthest point of my house from my office, which is where our Wi-Fi router is. So
It
noted.
happens.
Okay, so I went statistical, just because I had done track talk. So I think that influenced my decision. I have George winning, Lando in second, because let's maybe see if McLaren can finish a race, and Kimmy in third. because I do think that the Mercedes are best suited for this track. And I really hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong on this one because I would love a Ferrari podium. Lewis, Charles, either of them, both of them, that would make me happy. And I am sticking with my shocker prediction of Alpine double points because it has been doing me well lately.
Oh,
So,
that's a soft prediction.
hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fair.
So, George, Lando, Kimmy, Alpine double points. That is my prediction. And then when we get Josh's, we'll do a little video where we can recap his FIFA experience and then do his little podium prediction in there as well. So,
I
any
love it.
other thoughts on F1 Austria or just F1 in general?
No, but it's good to have the boys back on track. I'm excited to
Yeah.
see how it goes down. And
And we get
yeah,
a double whammy. We get Austria and then we get Silverstone. So I'm like, oh, I love the back to back. And that would like we did that double header when we went over there. And that was we did the triple header. We did Barcelona, Austria, and then Silverstone. And that was just a freaking grand slam of an experience.
one day I'll be able to knock these off the list because it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are fun. And I'm like, hell, if I can go to 3 races and spend 2.5 weeks in Europe for the price of going to like 1 race in the US, done.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay, well, since Josh isn't here, we get to wrap up nerding out about IndyCar and NASCAR, which we had two awesome races last weekend. We had IndyCar at Road America in the home state of Wisconsin. Represent the Badgers. Do, 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 do. And then we also had NASCAR San Diego at the Naval Base.
Yeah, which one do you want to start with?
Let's start wherever you want to start.
IndyCar.
Let's start IndyCar. What a race!
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I had to work on Sunday, but I did go back and do the YouTube recap.
Huh?
Man, listen, Christian Lundgaard is a
On
great driver.
fire.
Having that front wing issue in lap one, having to pit, having to go from the front of the grid to the very back and having to fight his way back. I mean, I can't think of a more legendary win than that. I mean,
Dude,
that
it was insane to watch. And I was actually watching, Pato's onboard. So I don't know. There's something about watching from another driver's onboard and watching that happen to see that victory. It was just mayhem in the most perfectly executed victory I can't even imagine. And I can't remember what article I saw today that somebody was. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, Christian Lundgaard is the most untouchable to me right now, the most untouchable IndyCar driver to me right now. And yes, that includes Alex Palou.
yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah, the future is bright for Christian Lundgaard. I don't know, really know what's going on with Pato. I don't know if the car's just not quite dialed in. I don't know if Pato is just not quite dialed in there. But they have two. They have a bright future with Christian and a little question mark with Pato. And I don't know if his heart's just not quite there or what. But hopefully, we can find Pato some sort of success this year. And all in all, he's still what, fifth or sixth in
Yeah.
the
I mean,
championship
he's still
points.
up there.
So
He's
like,
still doing great. He's just not like winning like we would like him to. But I think we
correct.
also have to talk about Nolan Siegel because that was absolutely devastating. He was about to have one of his best finishes of the season. And then that quickly all changed. Like it was right there at the end, and they like the commentators were even like talking about how this was Nolan Siegel's best race of the season. And then I can't even remember what happened, but it like spun out and he moved way back, and that was just such a bummer. I was like, no, not Nolan.
But I don't think uh Armstrong. God, what's his first name?
Marcus.
Marcus. I don't
That
think
was
anybody
also
had a worse
freaking
weekend
heartbreaking.
than Marcus Armstrong. He
I
was on a
I
tear.
literally had tears in my eyes, Paul.
I mean, that dude was on a
That would have been his
tear.
first
It
win.
would have been. He deserved
Oh,
that win, but the Honda Power Engine decided to say no, thank you.
don't go buying a Honda. Yeah,
That's
that was that was
that's why you
absolutely
don't buy a Honda.
yeah, that was heartbreaking for him.
Yeah,
I think we also need to talk about Graham Rahal because like his performance lately has just been absolutely incredible. He's been killing it. He's already had podiums this season. It looked like he was going to get a third place podium. And him and Will Power were battling it out. Graham Rahal was in the lead for third coming into the final 2 laps, which it was a one final lap shootout when the restart, when the flag went green. And it was a 1 lap shootout. Graham Rahal was ahead. Will Power overtook. Graham Rahal re overtook. Will Power was then re-overtaken. Graham Rahal moved to block. Will Power was already alongside, fucked Graham's race. He said sayonara, spun out, went off the track. Will Power was able to sustain and keep going. And originally, it looked like the unofficial results had Kiffin Simpson crossing the line for a podium, which would have been his best result with them. And that was, I was like, oh, yay for Kiffin Simpson. But Graham Rahal, don't you come at my boy Will. And then when they actually reviewed the results, Will Power did cross the line before Kiffin Simpson. So it was a Will Power podium. So obviously, anytime I've got Christian Lundgaard and Will Power on a podium, I'm a happy girl. So it was a bummer for Graham Rahal though, because it would have been really cool to have him have another podium this
Yeah,
season.
but I didn't think he needed to be that aggressive with trying to block Will Power from overtaking
No,
him. I
and then
think
he doubled down on it and he was like, yeah, I blocked. I'm allowed to block. And it's like, dude, eat your humble pie. Eat
yeah,
your humble pie.
yeah. Slow it down, buddy. You're not
Yeah,
that good.
yeah, chill. Take a
So
quick breather. Take a take a quick breather, Graham. You get one podium, you
yeah,
get a big head, man.
absolutely. And then David Malukas coming in second again.
David
He,
Malukas is also untouchable right now. You going on the range? Okay, see you later.
bye.
Um, Paul says bye.
Bye, Paul. Bye, Joe.
See,
uh,
perils of recording in the living room. Shitty
yes.
Wi-Fi, barking dogs. Joe's going to golf. Just a normal Thursday night in this house. Yeah, David Malukas is killing it, and I absolutely loved what Will Power said about David Malukas, that he was the perfect person to replace him, that he thinks Team Penske made the right choice, and that David Malukas is killing it. I think that's so awesome. I don't know if you remember, but I remember me being pissed at Penske when they dropped Will Power. And I was like, they better have a damn good excuse. And then a week later, he announced he was signing with Andretti. Then Penske announced they were signing Malukas. And I think everything fell into place exactly as it was supposed to. To me, David Malukas and Lundgaard, like they are the future of IndyCar. And I cannot wait to see them continue to grow and thrive. It's been so much fun. Seeing an oldie but a goodie with Will Power up in there was super, super cool. I loved that podium. That's
Oh,
like, that's
100%.
my happy girl podium. The only other way is you sub Lundgaard out for Pato in there. I'm there with those three all fucking day.
Yeah, David Malukas is a great driver. His future is very bright. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when he wins for his first race. Much like Marcus Ericsson, so it's just the future is bright. IndyCar has a very bright future with these young drivers, and I'm super pumped.
Yep, I am too. I think it's awesome.
And then the breaking news we got this week: Felix Rosenquist is not renewing his contract with Meyer Racing. So
I'm hoping this is a moment like I had with Will Power last year, right? Like the moment I just mentioned where Penske is like, we're not renewing, Will Power will not be resigning with Penske. And I'm like, Penske, WTF. There is no way that Meyer Shank Racing just does not renew the Indy 500 winner. You are an idiot if you do that. You're an idiot. So that must mean he has received a different offer from another team that is an offer he's really excited about or an offer he could not refuse. So I am hopeful that Felix has landed himself a contract he's really, really excited about. But I
but
really did enjoy
where?
seeing him having success with Meyer Shank Racing.
But my question is where?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Where?
That's what's gotta be like on the DL.
So
And that
what?
means that we're gonna get a twofer announcement, because that means if he's going to another team and has already signed with another team, that means someone got cut. So that means we'll get another twofer, just like we did with the Malukas Will Power. You're getting so big,
He is getting so
pup.
big.
Big. Do you wanna say hi to Gravy? Say hi, Gravy.
Say hi. You see
It's
the other
puppy
puppy?
hour.
Yeah, it's puppy hour.
It's puppy hour. Oh,
Welcome to your first part. This is a podcast, buddy.
welcome
Is
to
that?
your first pupcast.
Yes, let's just start a podcast with our dogs and
Yeah,
see
it's
what
just
see what kind of
it's the
content we can come
pupcast.
up with.
Pit stops and pupcast.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I don't know.
It'll have to be a twofer announcement.
It seems to me like it's too early in the year for announcements like that because normally they wait till after the season is over. So
Yeah, but think about, you've got
hear
an
me
Indy
out.
500 winner that you have a chance to sign. You're gonna lock that down immediately.
What about he's gonna take a year off racing to be a dad?
Nah, I don't
No,
see it.
not happening.
Nah.
Either way,
I don't know. He could be a little, break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist, walk away. He could be like, I've done what I've done what I came here to do.
he's an Indy 500 winner. What else do I got to do? Done.
Yeah. They always say quit when you peak.
Yeah. He's moving on to NASCAR or Formula One. Either way, I'm excited to see what else he does.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
hoping.
he's gonna have a really good contract. Or like, I hope that whatever it was, especially with him being a new dad, to me, the thing that would make the most sense is he got an offer financially that he could not refuse. Yes, it is early in the season, but if you're another team and you have the opportunity to sign the Indy 500 winner early on, and he's been a consistently decent driver. He's had some really good results this season. So I think whoever signed him, good for them. But I think we will get a two for announcement. It will be someone is leaving and he is signing.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see who that person leaving is. Willpower. He's going to Andretti.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm not ready to live in an IndyCar world without willpower. I'm just not.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, IndyCar off to a great. We're doing good. They're taking the week off. They'll be in Mid Ohio next weekend for the 4th of July weekend. So this weekend we
Sweet.
have no IndyCar.
That's fun.
But yeah, we move on to NASCAR.
NASCAR. We had
They
San Diego. I was so bummed I couldn't go. I mean, like, obviously, I had my work trip, so I wasn't able to be there. But my friend, her name is Lisette. She and I met here in Houston at a gym, and she is the coolest fucking DJ on the planet. We are so lucky she DJ'd our wedding. Like, she is open for Pitbull. She's on Pitbull radio. She lives in Miami. She's the life of the party. She DJs F1 events. She's DJ'd NASCAR events. And she messaged me and was like, yo, are you here in San Diego? I'm DJing for NASCAR in San Diego. And I'm like, no, that would have been like the coolest event to go to see her DJ there. And she said it was a blast. She got to meet Denny Hamlin, sent me pictures with him. So super jealous. She said the event was awesome. So
can we be her groupie? Because I would
yeah,
totally
we can go
love
be DJ Ilset's
to
groupies. She would
just
love
be her groupie, and
she would love that.
she can get us
She's
in.
freaking awesome. I'm
Yeah,
like, I want her to be able to come DJ at Coda. I'm like, she lived in Texas for years. I'm like, Coda, what are we doing? Let's get DJ Ilset DJing out at F1 weekend. Hello.
yeah, yeah. But that whole weekend was a lot of fun. Them
I think
going,
it's the best NASCAR PR and marketing I have ever seen.
yes.
I mean, I've seen nothing else like it.
But I will say, I don't want them to do this every year. I think this just needs to be a
I think it becomes a
one-off.
special event.
Yeah,
And maybe every few years. Like,
yeah,
I could see it being, like, every 5 years, with it being the 250th anniversary, to me, like, this was a great year to do
yeah.
that. Nailed it.
Or go do other military bases. Yeah, because I know Great Lakes outside of Chicago it's a huge one. So maybe go do other stuff. But I think this was such a peak that repeating it, I feel like they won't be able to get what they got out of this one.
Yeah, I do. I mean, but there's so much history around San Diego and the naval base and Coronado Island, and, like, they're like, I'm sorry, in terms of the military, and I have limited scope of awareness, I know of nothing sexier than the naval base in San Diego.
This is true.
Like,
Plus,
it is Top Gun for a fucking reason.
yeah,
So I think you mix that with the branding of NASCAR, that's peak America to me. So I think they
absolutely.
nailed it. I'm with you though. Don't make it an every year thing. Make it an every few years. Make it something be special and desirable. Or if there are other great naval bases like that, or other bases that, have a draw and a pull to them that aren't where other races already exist, I'm all for researching that.
Also, did you, I sent you that mini movie. Did you get a chance to watch it?
No, I'm like, Joe's going to the range right now. That may be what I do right now. I'm caught up
Yeah,
on all my shows.
it's I think it's like a 27 or 37-minute
Oh, that's
watch.
perfect. Then that's
Short, sweet,
absolutely
and
what I'm
easy,
watching for the
but
night.
I really enjoyed it. They had a couple a couple NASCAR drivers, sorry, first little acting gig. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yay. Okay,
I
I'll
think you're
totally
gonna
watch
enjoy
that
it.
tonight.
But couple
Okay.
things. Fun race. I hated that SVG got spun out and he didn't get a chance to win. But
Oh, like, he was dominating.
did you see the fan that jumped 2 fences to go talk to the NASCAR driver?
Have you seen the TikTok he made about it? About him getting out of jail? It's one of those, you're probably wondering how I ended up here, and then it's all, and then it's like the,
And the fact
and it's his video of him getting busted out of jail, and then he rewinds it, and it's him climbing and jumping the fence, and I'm like, dude,
and
excellent.
the fact that he did it in flip flops.
Yeah, best TikTok I've
Ah,
seen. I was
just
like, that's
amazing.
excellent.
Also, NASCAR, can you get a little better in your security because there's no reason people should be doing that?
Yeah, that would like the fact that he was able to do that in flip flops. I'm like,
Yeah.
like if that ever happened at F1, you'd be like shot dead.
Instantly, there's snipers everywhere just taking you out.
Yeah.
But getting back to the race, Corey Haim,
Corey
part
Hine with his first win, a
now
part-time
that's
driver,
it.
dude. Corey.
A part-time driver. This guy races 2311. He is a part-time driver, and to be able to win at a road course like that, amazing job for him.
I
Amazing
thought that
job.
was fucking awesome. And
Yes.
I'm a big, I love 2311. So I'm a big fan of 2311 1 2. I love Bubba Wallace. So seeing him up there in second, having Corey him behind. Like I actually I hate to say it. Kyle Larson deserves kudos. He drove a great race. He deserved to round out that podium with them. He had a great race. So as much as I love hating on Kyle Larson, he deserved that, and I thought he did great. I mean, we also had a lot of other finishers that were up there that you usually don't see up towards the top, and I just thought that that was a really fresh thing, and I think that, like we say, rain is the great equalizer for Formula One. I think road courses are the great equalizer for NASCAR, and it brings a lot of opportunity. So I thought it was really cool to see some other people up there in the top mix that usually aren't up there. I loved it.
And then also did you see the little fight, the scuffle post race
Hmm.
with our resident ex F1 driver Kevin Magnussen and
I love it.
Noah?
No, agrees. And he was like, and he like thought Kevin was gonna back down, and Kevin just like was like, nah, dog, like standing my ground. I loved it.
If there's anybody that came from F1 that deserves to have a NASCAR seat, it has to be K-Mag. Because
Hey man, I
K-Mag
would be.
is just the level of I don't give a fuck attitude that
Hmm.
this is what NASCAR is. And did you watch the video, the onboard video from K-Mag on what Noah was doing?
Mm-mm.
So I will say Kevin did not do great because he bumped him. He bumped him pretty hard.
But
But
you bump in NASCAR. That's what you
that's
do.
what happens. But then Noah got so pissed and he started blocking him. And it was very clear that K Mag had the faster car. And
Yeah,
Noah was like, you're not getting past me. You're not getting past me. And finally, K Mag just had enough of it and said, and you're going in circles.
love it.
Bye. Yeah.
Well,
So,
did you see the Carson Hocevar interview where Carson Hocevar was pulling into the pit lane and saw it happening, and he talks about what he thought was happening, and then he saw the interview and he's like, oh shit, like he thought they were just chit-chatting. He's pulling in and he's all watching the T go down because at that point, like he was in a top, like Carson was going to have a top 10 finish, spun out, and then ended up in like what, like 19th or something, like way
yeah,
way the fuck
they
back
were
there.
towards the back.
Yeah, he way back there. Like he was in a good contention position, and then he spun out, went way back there. So then he's just cruising into pit lane, just finishing, and he sees them having words, and he's all,
But tell me that that image of Noah and K-Mag nose to nose did not give vibes of Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby and John Gerard nose to nose.
major
I
vibe.
just needed one guy to kiss the other like in the movie, and it would have made it better.
Break it, Pepe Le Pew.
Oh
I
gosh.
actually think I'm going to add that to my weekend agenda to go back and watch Talladega Nights. There is a Ricky Bobby impersonator that comes to Circuit of the Americas every year. I don't know if we saw him last year or not. I can't remember, but he's always in the white wonder suit. Like he straight up looks like Ricky Bobby. And he goes every year, and every year like celebrities are posting pictures with him and stuff because it is that good. I've got to pull it up and show you a photo now because I've got to show you how good it is. Let's see, 2023.
But yeah, it was a fun race at the Coronado Naval Base, or I don't think it's a Coronado, it's the Naval Base in Coronado. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Like, it legit looks like him. Look, and he wears the same outfit every year.
Oh my god, that's actually incredible.
Yeah, so now I wanna go rewatch Talladega Nights.
Great movie, great movie. But
It's great.
this is the so this weekend they're at the
It's Sonoma this weekend, right?
Sonoma Raceway, but this is race 1 of 5 of their in-season challenge. So it's a bracket style, winner takes all. Like whoever
Love
wins the bracket wins $1 million. So it's
I
a
want $1 million.
bracket. Yeah, so it'd be like
Okay.
you versus me in round 1. I don't care if we finished 30th and 31. If I finish 30th, I beat you and I advance. So
Okay.
it's a little fight within the fight of the race. So
I
it's
like
kind of
that.
cool. It's gonna be fun. So there it's so God, even when I made a TikTok video today, I had a hard time pronouncing it. Sonoma Raceway. It's
You
a
got
road.
this.
Yes, yes.
Sonoma.
Sonoma.
Think about wine. Sonoma.
Sonoma.
Sonoma. Like
Gosh.
Sonoma.
It's a road course,
Apparently, it's just like a Will Ferrell day because now I'm quoting him in Elf. So
another great movie.
Francisco.
Yes. But yes, it's a road course in Sonoma, California. So early congratulations again to FVG for winning this race. I'm
If
so
nobody
proud.
sends him out, don't jinx
Well,
him.
well, no, it will be. Oh, do you think that I jinxed him?
Yeah, you definitely did.
Okay, we're gonna edit that part out. SVG,
No,
I'm
we're not. We're leaving
sorry.
that in.
I'm sorry you
We're
didn't
leaving that in.
win. I'm sorry you didn't win.
But what I will say is, like, I think again, just like to the point of the San Diego naval base race, I would love to Gravy's tail. I would love to see some other random people up in there, you know, like I would love to see the another road course bring in some players that we're not used to seeing at the top, some names that are up in the top 10 points that we don't usually get to see. Like that's I think that's always a lot of fun. So I love two road courses back to back. I think that's great.
And I think that's been the best part about this is my first year, as all you guys know, watching NASCAR full time. And I think it's what's been fun this year is you don't really know who you're going to get as winners. And yes, we had Tyler Reddick, and then we've had Denny Hamlin, but we've also had um, Horsevar with his first win, and Daniel Suarez with his win. So there's been a lot of different drivers, and there's a lot. It's been a very competitive year.
Yeah, which I mean, it's crazy to think we're at June 25th and we have how many more races to go? That's what I was looking at my phone a second ago. I was trying to count how many races we have left and I'm like, we still have Chicagoland, Atlanta, North Wilkesboro, IMS Indianapolis, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, Daytona, Darlington, WWT Raceway, Bristol, Kansas, Vegas, Charlotte, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, Homestead. Like we still have so many more races to go, and I love that. Like we've already had a lot of season, but we're literally like just now halfway through. So
Yeah,
I
but
think it's
we only
so
have
exciting.
we only have 10 regular season races before the
Yeah.
chase begins. So that's
Yeah,
where
I
really
love it.
that's where it's really gonna get spicy.
It is. But it's like, I know like this is the time of year where it's like we get to the F1 summer break. And like IndyCar takes a little bit of a break too, because after Mid Ohio we have a break and then we have Nashville and then we have another like longer break until Portland. But like NASCAR is like hot and heavy through all of that. So I feel like even if you're hitting if you are like us and maybe you started with Formula One and you've started branching into other series, if you are hitting your summer slump and you are missing F1 and there's IndyCar breaks, like this is our plug to get you to watch NASCAR because to me, like NASCAR is the perfect thing for your summer motorsport slump when you're like, I don't have F1 or IndyCar. So hop on the NASCAR train with us.
Absolutely. It's been a really, really fun time.
Any other NASCAR thoughts? I
Nope.
only have one other motorsport thought that I want to talk about to see if you saw it.
What is it?
At the Czech Grand Prix for MotoGP this weekend, did you see what happened?
I did not.
Okay, Marco Bezzecchi crashed in one of the like practice rounds or whatever, like, and then a marshal, like all the marshals ran out to try to help him. And he ran to like try to get back on his bike and punched a marshal in the face and was DQ'd from the race weekend.
Guess we can't punch marshals in the face.
Guess not.
What does this world come to?
And but, like, watching like, he apologized and, like, all that stuff, of course, but, like, watching the video, there's literally no other way to like, look it up, Bezzecchi punching Marshall in the face, or I'll find the video and send it to you, like, there's no other way to describe or, like, act like it was an accident. He literally walks up and the dude's like everybody's, like, trying to help him, like, get the bike, and he just sucker punches the dude with those road bike gloves on, and I'm like, "Ooh." So that was the other thing that I had noteworthy to talk about.
I'm gonna have to. I'm on YouTube right now.
Yeah, watch it. I wanna see your reaction.
Oh, he literally just decked him in the face.
Yup,
Oh, he hit him twice,
yup.
and it wasn't even. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a no. You can't
Eh,
do that.
sir, you can't do that. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy.
Ah, nuts.
Pretty crazy.
All right. Well, yeah.
Well, on that note, we will wrap up. We've got great racing this weekend. So tune in F1 Austria. We got NASCAR and Sonoma. And
Sonoma.
oh my God,
Congrats, SVG, on your win. We're so proud of you.
don't jinx him. Josh, we miss you. We hope you're having a blast at the World Cup. We will post clips throughout the week. I'm home all week. I don't think I have to travel at all in July.
I hope it rains. I hope it rains in Atlanta, Josh.
No, we want him to have the best time ever at World Cup. Just because you're jealous doesn't mean we want it to rain, okay? So we will be back with another episode next week, debriefing Austria, debriefing Josh's experience at the World Cup. I hope everybody has an amazing week. As always, like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, give us your thoughts, feedback, thing you want to hear, things you want to talk about. If you want to hop on an episode with us and nerd out with us, we'd love to have anyone on. So hit us up.
Guest appearances for anybody who wants to come on.
Yeah, we do celeb shots.
I miss deep throating a microphone, so maybe I'm just gonna do this for now on.
I think you need to. It's almost like it almost looks like you have just like one of these that happens to be a light up microphone. Like the fact that it has a handle feels right.
Yes. I might have to.
I'll be back in my office recording next week, so
with better Wi-Fi.
Okay, everybody, have an awesome week. We'll talk soon.
Take care, guys.